Hi, I'm Jackie. Are you over 50 like me and would like your body to be in good condition for a long time until age 100? Well, if you want to have a great body even when you're 90 or 100, you actually need to work on it. In this video, we'll be working on our balance, our lengthening our spine, we'll work on our flexibility, we'll work on stability or core around our spine, and we'll work on stress release, so getting into a relaxed state. So great things to work on. I hope you can spend the time, put the effort into your body, commit to yourself, be your best. You'll need a chair for a few of the exercises that we'll be doing in this video. We're going to work a little bit on strength and flexibility and straightening out and lengthening out. So the first one is strength and warming up as well. So it involves leg strength, lower body strength, and a little bit of cardiovascular fitness. So I'll start off easy, and you might stick with easy. So you sit down into the chair, you can use your arms, and then standing up. And that might be enough for you. So keep going slowly if that's right for wherever your body is at. But those of you that want to do more, you can do what I'm doing here. So I'm not using my arms and I'm going a bit faster. It's very important to keep working on simple things like this. You can call it squats or sitting down and standing back up again. So when you're younger, don't take it for granted that you can do this easily, because a lot of people, when they're older, become very immobile and they literally cannot get themselves in and out of a chair. So that won't happen to you though, because you're going to make a promise to your body to keep working on it. At any age, you can get stronger, fitter, you can improve your posture, you can become more flexible. You just need to work on these things. Your body is very adaptable. See if you can do 10 more. It's fine if you're still going slowly. You've got to start somewhere and do your best. Okay, everyone, that will do for that one. Bit of a shake, feeling your heart rate. The quicker you can slow it down, that is also another sign of fitness, getting your heart rate up and then getting it down quite quickly. So the next one is a balance pose and a spinal rotation. So you have one foot up, let's say left foot up first. So get your balance. You might need, see, if you need, you can have a wall there as well. But I'm going to be in the middle of the room, so keep it safe for you. So put your left foot up, find your balance, good posture, no rounded spines, lift that chest, and then rotating to the left. So left knee up, and then looking over your left shoulder. So your left arm behind you, your right arm on the outside of the left leg, and just breathe as best as you can. If you can see the wall behind you, you know you're very flexible in your spine, but most people can't, so it's okay, but that's the direction. And you're trying to get more turn through the chest, and make sure the shoulders haven't crept up. Keep the tops of the shoulders down, away from your ears. And then let's do the other side. So bringing the right leg up, get your balance, lift that chest, tops the shoulders down, make sure your head isn't forward. And then right arm behind you, left arm on the outside of the right leg, and just gazing in the direction of the wall behind you. Keep the standing leg stable, hip over heel. Squeeze up around the standing knee a little bit. Just breathing as steadily and as relaxed as you can, in and out through your nose most of the time. final exhalation. And then centering up. The next one, we're going to have our hands on the back of the chair and lengthen out your spine. So we're going to reach the crown of the head and the tailbone in opposite directions. Feet parallel hip width. Press the palms into the chair and spread the fingers. And then try to sink your chest down, but then squeeze the lower front ribs in a little bit so you don't get that middle back tension. So you are trying to lift the chest, but not get that. The middle back can get over tensed if sometimes if you jut out your lower front ribs, if you flare out your lower front ribs, that can cause a little bit of middle back tension. So squeezing the lower ribs in, but still trying to lift the chest. Don't let your discs thin out. Don't let your spine get shorter. Slow down aging. Keep lengthening. The next one is really good actually for lengthening our spine, side to side. And it's also working on balance. So have your left leg up first. So I have my back to you. And the right arm up. So if you find that's too tricky, look, if you're not ready for that, so you can just side stretch like that. And if you have a tricky lower back, lift up more. Don't go across as much, as I don't want you to aggravate your lower back. So holding that stretch and keep an eye on those muscles. Don't let them get stiffer. Let's try the other side. Make sure you've got your balance. Remember, if you don't have your balance today, you can just do it like this. Otherwise, try, or you might need a wall or another chair to hold on to. So make it safe for you and stretching out your left side. So right leg up. Make sure your shoulders don't come up. Try to relax into this one. Good, final exhalation. The next one is really good for loosening up the spine at the front and back. So it's like if you know yoga, it's up dog, down dog on the chair. Make sure your chair is nice and solid. And then you're arching your back gently. So you need to use your arm muscles. Gently look up, inhale. And then you're trying to basically get your chest towards the feet there. Exhale. And then you're trying to get your chest up towards the ceiling. Inhale. So do about 8 of these in your own time. You can do up dog, down dog on the floor if you know yoga and you know that you'd prefer that. But it's really quite nice on the chair. It's a bit easier on the wrists as well. Try to balance the weight in the right and left side. As you repeat, your body generally goes further in as the muscle fibres reset. You do get a release. You do limber up, loosen up. Let's do one more. It's very energizing as well. Good. Okay, next one is, I call it intuitive movement or random movement. So try to move your spine in a way in your whole life it's never been in that direction. So as we get older, we tend to only move in the same ways all the time. And one of the best things is, dancing, moving in a different way every time. Tennis, not one game is ever the same. And find a movement class in your area that you can go to regularly, that you're always moving in a different way. It might be yoga or Pilates or any other movement exercise. It's not always the same routine. It's also incredibly good for your brain. The spine is an extension of your brain. Okay, shaking's good too. So I'm going to do a few floor exercises. You might need the chair for the sitting meditation at the end, or maybe you'll sit on the floor. So if you have a yoga mat, put your yoga mat out. I'll just go on the carpet. I'll assume you don't have a mat. We're going to do a little bit of work on strength or stability around our hips and spine. So first, connect to your core. So squeeze in your corset, like when you make that sound, that's your core muscles. Also your pelvic floors, squeeze up like you're trying to stop urination. And then squeeze in lower front ribs in and shoulder blades. So everything, okay, so that's what we need to connect to now. So lying on, so I'll get my microphone right. Put your elbow down and then shoulders down, connected to that core, and then lift your hips up and bring that top hand onto that bottom hand. So if you find it's quite easy for you, then you can have straight legs, that's harder. But bent legs is better for beginners. And you lower your hips down slowly and then slowly come up and pause. And then slowly lower your hips down and slowly coming up. Keep that top hip forward, slowly coming down, slowly coming up. Pause. You should feel your side muscles by now. So remember, bent legs. And if you're tall, bent legs is easier too. So allow for your height. It's easier if you're short. Last time, come up, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you should have felt some deep muscles in your side. Coming onto your other side. Remember, for beginners, knees are bent. So squeeze pelvic floor, corset or deep transversus abdominis. Shoulder blades squeezing in, lower front ribs. And you lift your hips up. And then lower down. Remember, the straight legs is harder, but only when you're ready for that. Keep the top hip forward. Keep the tops of the shoulders down. Squeezing your belly or your core. It's not just your belly. Your core is lots of muscles around your spine and in your centre. I'm a bit weaker on my left arm. You should actually do extra on your weaker side. If you have scoliosis, one side will be shorter, so you should do extra on the shorter side up. Last one, let's hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. We're going to come back and release side to side. So just like this. You can do it kneeling like this. Or if you can't kneel, if your ankle's a bit stiff, like this. Just reaching one up, arm up, reaching the other arm up. The next one is for chest, belly, lower back, glutes, Arm muscles, it's a really good one, this one. So come to all fours, connect to the core, slight chin tuck, squeeze in your waist, your belly. It's pouring with rain here. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just started raining. It's a cold day in Margaret River. So we're going to exhale, hold, inhale. So it's opposite hand to foot. Swap, exhale. Hold, inhale. No flinging, controlled movement. Swap on the exhale. Keep connecting into your core. Find your own rhythm. And don't take it for granted that you can do this, that you've got wrist flexibility, that you've got some strength around in your arms and your spine, around your spine. Keep working on your body so that when you get to your 80s and 90s, or even to 100, you've worked on your body for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and you're in great condition. So you're enjoying your old age because you're mobile, you're strong, you're fit, you've got good balance, you've worked on your strength and flexibility. It's going to pay off for you in your life. Make sure you keep that core switched on so you're not sagging into your lower back. Really good to go to a regular class to have your technique checked. Okay, good. This next one is quite strong, but I'll show you how to make it easy. It's for abdominal core. This is easier if you're not used to it. Push, straighten, exhale. Push, inhale, straighten. So it's the same hand and foot now. Now the harder one is you reach up a little bit more and you push a bit harder, but make sure your lower back can handle it. If you're doing the harder one, you have to be careful. Make sure you're ready because you don't want to strain your lower back. So make sure your lower back's not arching off the floor. You can have it flat. Ideally it's just a little inward neutral curve. Just don't let it arch up. Keep it strong. And you're in control. So too much too soon, you can strain your back. The right amount regularly is good for your back, good for your bone density, good for deep strength, good for metabolism, resting metabolism. So lots of reasons to keep working on your strength. But just don't strain your back because this is a strong one. If you're noticing you're not very strong, then think of that as, okay, I accept that, but something you can work on. Think of it like, okay, I'm a bit weak in this area. I can work on that. You have control. Okay, good. Hug your knees in, just relaxing there. I'm going to do a few little releases around our spine and hips. So first one is one of my favourites called windscreen wiper. Just slowly, if you're not used to this, and if you have a tricky lower back, because it's a bit of a twist, but this actually does release a little bit from the previous exercise. See my arms? What beginners do is they do it like this, and you don't get any deep release into the socket, into the shoulder socket. So really work on the right angles of your arms. And this is particularly good to pop into a class for, to have this one, because I haven't really seen a beginner that can do this well. They always do the little cheat, so they don't get the internal rotation. And keep working that internal rotation. So you really get that benefit into the shoulders and the hips. So it's good to have your feet a good hip width or wider. Okay, good, good, good. Hug the knees in. The next one is a very good stretch for our hips, our glutes, our abductors. So see how I've got my right leg on top, You can have either leg on top, rocking a little bit. A few deep belly breaths, so diaphragmatic breaths into the belly and then the chest. And a slow exhalation out through the nose mostly. And then the other leg. A little bit of rocking. A few deep breaths. And then either, if it's more comfortable for your knees, hugging your knees in, or if it's comfortable for you, kneeling and stretching forward. You can either do a more active one, reaching, or you can have more passive with your arms beside you. So either hugging your knees in, or child's pose, or kneeling and reaching forward for a few breaths. Try to breathe into your lower back. Don't let your breath capacity decrease. Keep working on mobility around your hips, spine, chest. Keep working on deep diaphragmatic breathing. Okay, we're going to sit. You can sit on your chair if you like, or you can sit on the floor. If you're sitting on the floor, I do recommend a bolster or a few cushions or a folded blanket. I've got a block here, also sitting against the wall. So I don't want you to be like this. And I see people like that all the time. So if you're stiffer, you're better up on the chair so you can anterior tilt. Pull your sit bones back, get your knees lower than your hip bones, and then you can get a straight back. So some people, because the knees are high, it's really hard to get your back straight. And we sit enough in our life. So some of you, the chair, pull your sit bones back. So you're not slouching back. You're sort of sitting up straight. Your knees a bit lower than hip bones. And then get your head in the right place. Your head on top of the spine. You can lie down if you have a sore back. So, as I've just said, we don't want to get stiff in our spine or our rib cage. So that's why we do lots of stretches on our shoulders and our spine. And then practicing the deep breathing. We don't want our breathing to get stiffer, and it's all connected. So working on our mobility will help with breathing. Working on our breathing will help with breathing. So most people, as they get older, get shallower breathing, and then there's age acceleration. So we want to slow down aging, get old slowly. So let's keep working on our body and our breath and our fitness. So we're going to practice deep breathing. Breathe in slowly. Pause and then out slowly, out the nose. Pause. You have to find your own pace. So if you're new to this, you might do 4 counts in, pause, 4 counts out. You might do 6, you might do 10, you might have longer pauses. It's just like a stretch. You just need to do it, do your best, hold it at your own edge, and you'll get a health benefit in your brain, especially with this one. When you breathe more slowly and you just make it a tiny bit uncomfortable, so you get a little bit of air hunger, you get the vasodilation. So the blood vessels dilate, which is very good for blood flow to the brain and the whole body, the skin, the bones, the trillions of cells. And just see where you're at. Can you breathe easily in for 6? Pause and out for 6. So that would be under 5 breaths per minute, which is going to put you in quite a relaxed or rest, digest, repair, heal state, which is a good reset from life, which is often stress, fight, flight, busy. So balancing, understanding, balancing the nervous system from life, from stress, the modern world. Just slow, deep breathing to your edge. And as you get older, keep an eye on that. Make sure that doesn't go down, just like your flexibility and fitness and balance and strength and core. Keep an eye on and keep working on these things, because that's going to help you to keep your body young, to slow down aging and be 15 years younger. So if you need more, keep going. Turn off your video and thank you so much. Please let me know what you want me to do, what other videos you want me to make, how you went with this one. Please subscribe and think about becoming a patron for some added content as well. Thanks.